How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of collab, hopeful goodness in the form of Too Far Juice from Fair State Co-op and Drekker Brewing. This be a... It says here, we've pushed the juice too far this time. Extra thick fruited sour with Blackberry, Plum, Lactose, Marshmallow, collaboration with Drekker Brewing. I've had a bunch of Silver Life. I've done a bunch of their reviews on the channel. I've had one or two Drekkers. They might have been mystery beers because I don't know if they're actually listed on my channel. I dig what Fair State does. I actually like their beers quite a bit. The Drekker ones were quite tasty, albeit a little bit weird looking at times, if that makes any sense. So this is your new school explodes if it gets too hot kind of beer, I assume. So we'll see what's what. Anyway, so yeah, what are we talking about again here? We're talking about fruited sour, Blackberry, Plum, Lactose, and Marshmallow. Dessert. Tart dessertness. So we'll see what's what. Okay. Doesn't look too shabby. It looks like a nice fruited sour beer. Now these beers, you play loose and fast with the term beer on these. They're typically more kind of like a fruit smoothie than a beer, but we'll see what's what. Label-wise, it's cool. It's kind of like old school Flash Hardy. I can get down with it. And as far as the beer goes, definitely has this kind of strawberry quick kind of thing going on with, at least with the head. Underneath that, it's definitely kind of margarita mix time. Red berry. You can tell it's a fruited beer. Let's put it that way. So, anyway, give it a whirl. Give it a nose. You know, I did expect a little bit more volume from this. There's no ABV on the can, so I was assuming it was going to be a bigger beer, but it smells like it's not that big. There's like this soft berry component. It's very organic. I don't really get much as far as a vanilla lactose marshmallow thing like they talk about on the actual description, but it really is this soft berry component on this little sweetened fruit puree kind of thing. Done and done. I'm kind of interested. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's tasty AF. That's really, really tasty. I mean, it is fruit smoothie beer, but you're talking about. I'm not gonna sit here. It says Blackberry, Plum, Lactose, and Marshmallow. Okay. It's more of a generic fruit for me. If anything, I would probably lean plum, but it really is just a darkened kind of berry-like fruit. Now, the lactose and marshmallow component here is quite interesting because I believe you do get a lactose component more specifically in a mouthfeel thing here. But you get this slight little dollop of marshmallow beneath the fruit that makes me kind of giddy because marshmallow almost exclusively 5.9%. I did not see that yet. Contains wheat and lactose. I don't even know if you're going to be able to read that. I missed that because I looked at the ABV before I pulled it out of my fridge. I'm like, I don't want anything too big. I'm like, this doesn't have an ABV on it. So it's 5.9 and that kind of makes sense. I like this. I like this where its ABV sits. I like the way it shows off the fruit first and foremost. The way that kind of marshmallow and lactose kind of play together with the mouthfeel with a little bit of lactose bridging off to the marshmallow, but not heavy-handed. It doesn't come off like crazy desserty. It's quite nice, and the mouthfeel is really tasty. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that's a pretty beer. It's chunky. That's not called lacing. That's called debris, I guess. But drinking this blind out of black glass, I don't think you get too angry at this thing for what it is. I mean, again, we're not going to sit here and talk about highfalutin beer and how this stands up to lambic and golden sours and old school beer. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to sit here and talk about just tasty beverages that happen to be in the beer universe. And as far as this goes, this is kind of up there, man. Really tasty stuff. And it honestly does taste really much of a collab. And by that I mean, from what I've had from Fair State, not that they don't dollop in sours or hazies or all, they do all this wide berth of beer, but there's like from what I've had from them, there's this inherent kind of tightness to their beers. They're never sloppy. Drekker, on the other hand, limited experience. I think I'm about 3 beers into their beers. This would be the 4th if you count collab. One of their beers tend to be quite chunky, literally and figuratively. Like there's this one beer that was a chocolate something or other. I reviewed it. I believe it was a mystery beer. It was the worst looking beer I've ever seen in my life. It tasted fine, but it was going that full on hard press, no apologies kind of fruited sour thing. And it kind of has both of those mentalities to it, because there is this kind of well-made, kind of crisp, kind of organic berry thing going on. Then there is this kind of slightly chunky, slightly dirty, slightly filthy in a good way, kind of new school fuckduggery beer. And I kind of like it. I think this is really tasty and probably one of the better ones of these I've had as of late. So yeah, berry still in the show here. The star from both nose to taste. The lactose and marshmallow marry together, but are not heavy-handed and well below the way that fruit kind of comes off. There's a soft tartness, nothing that would even make you think it's sour, but you know it's kind of like that soft Berliner base. And then this nice mouthfeel. It looks a little chunky in the glass, but actually drinks quite well. Fun beer. Is this one of the better fruited sours I've had as of late? Yes. It's up there. I mean, is it Mount Rushmore status? I don't know, but it's up there, kind of with the blenders of the world from New Park and that kind of stuff. Markedly different beer, but definitely worthy of being up there. Value and availability, no idea. I believe this is sent to me from Tavor. So anybody who bought this either from off the shelf locally by the brewery, or you got this off Tavor, let me know what you paid for it and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like fruited sours, man. Yeah, you like them leaning a little bit pastry, because that marshmallow and vanilla is not huge. And you're not angry at weird fuckduggery beers that do odd flavors and just have fun with it. You'll like this. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of, collab fruit smoothie goodness. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.